Hi everyone, I'm Devi. Welcome to my gardening series. In this episode, we will see how the plant started off in June, some of the harvest from last few weeks, and then we will move to July garden update. Let's get into it. Early in June, Musabachu has set lot of leaves from many of its stems. These dahlias started off in May with tiny shoots, and now they are looking lush and bushy green. Tomato, marigold, zinnia, single petal dahlias, and other plants are well acclimated into its new home and they are looking healthy. In these beds, I have planted garlic, then interplanted some greens. Now I have planted tomatoes. Soon the garlics will be harvested and tomatoes can take its place for its growth. June is the month where tomatoes setting flowers, and this tumbling tom is not an exception. It is overloaded with flowers. These radish plants are setting flowers and going to seed. This is due to the warmer weather in this season. The kohlrabis are getting ready to set into fruit bulb, and these cucumbers also have set many flowers and some tiny fruits. Zucchinis are getting ready with their broad leaves. Petunias are well settled in its new home and trying to spread out its flowers. Nasturtiums have tender, beautiful green leaves, which is also edible. These onion stems are floppier. Potatoes are setting flowers, meaning they are getting ready for the harvest. These carrots are also blooming. Edible flower parts is overloaded with different plants, and some of them also started to bloom. These herbs, mint, oregano, and thyme, they are ready for their first harvest. In this new raised bed, which is started in this year, vining plants like bottle gourds and pumpkins are finding its trellising and climbing up. They have a very long way to go until the end of the season. Chilies, aubergines are starting to grow into bigger plants and they look healthy as well. It is the beginning of summer vegetable harvest season, and some of the very first ones to be ready are cucumbers and zucchinis. I have few green color and yellow color zucchini planted this year. As they produce more, I needed only few plants for my small family, but I would like to go for succession planting and I prepare my seedlings. These zucchini plants will stop producing after some time and then I will take the harvest from my succession plants. When the zucchini is ready for harvest, you can't keep them waiting in the plant. When it is small to medium size, it can be harvested. If you leave them in the plant for more than 2 days, it will explode in size. The texture will be changed and it will be filled with water. In this bed, I have purple and green regular sized kohlrabi. All was planted at the same time and also was ready for the harvest. But I would be harvesting one at a time or two based on the need of my family. And this green one was looking tender and melt in mouth. This is couple of bush beans plant and they gave a handful of harvest. It will give another two more harvest. In the meantime, I have also sown some more seeds into this part. I have been harvesting this kohlrabis in the last 3 weeks at different intervals. Now I am harvesting a green and a purple kohlrabi together at the same time. Then I have a surprise kohlrabi in my pot. Initially, by looking at the leaves, when it was growing, I thought it's a cauliflower because of the big sized leaves, but it turned out to be a monster kohlrabi. This is my first large sized kohlrabi and did not expect it to be 2 kg in weight. That single piece is our 1 week of kohlrabi quota for our family. The texture was firmer and crunchier. It was tasting delicious. Just 1/4 of this kohlrabi was enough for a side dish for our family. In my backyard, three of the kohlrabis of the same variety was getting ready. I wanted to harvest them little earlier and also wanted to free the space for other plants so that it can grow well. This variety name is called Super Schmelz. It is a German variety of kohlrabi. The direct translation is super melting. So, as per the name, it was super tender and moist and delicious like butter. I would like to grow it also in the next year. I made few dishes out of it, and one of them is this Kohlrabi Kurma with lentils. I made Kohlrabi version of kurma. I will add the recipe in the description box. Another batch of zucchini harvest, and I am picking green and yellow zucchini. I made few recipes with these zucchinis, and the simplest one is that saute of zucchini, salt, pepper, garlic with butter. They were tasting heavenly. I have potatoes planted in three of the small pots. They gave about 2 kilograms of harvest. After the first batch of radish harvest in springtime, the second batch is only radish seed pods harvest. They are crunchier in salads and they are healthier. These garlics were started in last autumn from seed garlic. I have planted them in three of the pots. It is very exciting to harvest this garlic, and this is of a regular sized variety. Next to the three of the garlic beds, there is one onion bed, also sharing the space with tomatoes, and these onions are having a decent size. These are carrot blooms. The seeds were sown in last autumn season. The flowers are looking beautiful, but the harvest was a flop. I would blame the weather for not having a good carrot harvest in this year. I have started this piece from two different varieties, one from kitchen cabinet, the other one is from the seed packet. The seed packet ones were doing good and had lot of peas pods. I am happy with this peas harvest. Cucumber is a cooling veggie that I look forward to harvest in the hot summer days. I would prefer not to store it in the fridge, and I will share it immediately with my family to enjoy its freshness. It was also nice to see some of the cucumbers were in perfect shape like the store bought one. In this bed, these garlics were started from sprouted garlics from my kitchen. It is a hardneck variety and has got a lot of garlic scapes. I first harvested these scapes and also decided to harvest the garlic bulbs. It had two small bulbs attached to each other. The size was a bit smaller, but it is okay for this experiment. In this bed, I have planted these onions from onion set. The variety name is Stuttgarter Riesen. I'm happy harvesting these onions. They are having a pretty decent size. Another neat looking cucumber. It was crunchy and juicy. And finally, one more zucchini harvest and some lavender flowers harvesting for drying and storing them. July update will continue in part 2 of next video. See you there. Thank you for watching.